Nice. Let's get her. Oh yeah. That's what we're looking for. Woo! Hey!
What's going on, guys? Jamie Bruce here. Talking about a couple things today. Smeltinator jig head, little moping technique, smallmouth, and Livescope. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So we're in cold water right now. The ice just kicked off. And you know, we're still fishing deep, so I'm moping over some really sharp kind of break right now, and you really can't tell what's going on down there, but what I'm doing is moping over a lot of these spots, and I'll see the marks start to emerge out of the, you know, the crevices and out of the boulders and all these little hiding spots. So if you watch close enough, you'll see some start to kind of shape shift up to my Smeltinator here. And so a lot of what we're doing here, I mean, when you think Livescope, a lot of people think of just, you know, it's so easy, you just look for a fish and put a bait in front of it and crush them. Well, that's not what we're using it for right now. On these shield lakes, they're really steep, there's a lot of structure, and what we're using it for is just to identify high percentage spots to put this rig. So, I mean, you can see there's a boulder kind of on a ledge, and I'm just gonna get my bait down somewhere close to that and just kind of wait for something to come up out of it. And you know, if nothing shows up right away, I'm just gonna keep moving down the break and keep hunting them down. We're on them. A little bit smaller. I mean, a lot of what we're doing here, it looks real boring. It looks like you're just staring down in the same spot lock, but it really is a kind of a deep water method of power fishing. I'm putting my bait in front of a lot of different targets, you know, and just moving fast. And since Livescope's come along, it just made us so much more efficient at finding these high percentage spots to stop on. Otherwise, you could, you know, spend the whole day out here not really put it in front of a bunch. Here comes another one. Sometimes when you get them fired up, you can catch a few. Looks like that's about to happen here. You can just see them kind of rising up. There's my Smeltinator head there. He's just creeping at it. Yeah. You'll hear me talk about getting denied, and that's just part of the game. I'm just moving a couple feet here at a time, and a couple feet can make a huge difference when you're doing this. You know, you could be on the wrong side of the ledge or the wrong side of the boulder and catch nothing, or get on the other side and catch 3 big ones. You might see me fishing and wonder why I'm not casting at them. Well, a lot of times they're so specific, you can't really just float your bait past them and they'll come up. That's kind of why we're doing this vertical power fishing thing with the Livescope. You know, dropping it on these key spots instead of casting around. I could cast over all these and not have one of them come up. So it's just super concise and specific, and you know, it's just kind of a dabbing game. So we're just going to keep zipping to the next structure here. I burn a lot of trolling motor juice when I'm doing this. I've got Canbat lithiums in here, and you know, I'm gonna go hard on it today. Like I said, it looks like it's boring, you know, just staring at your grass spot locked in the same spot, but it's power fishing. It just doesn't look like it because I'm not casting at all. So I can see a little wad. These ones messed up. They gave themselves up. I can see them plain as day, and here they come. Got my Smeltinator above them. Good night, buddy. We're on, Ron. Just a micro, but I've seen what's down there, so I'm gonna pluck it out and get it back down there. That's kind of the beauty of the Smeltinator and Z-Man combo. You can just fish so fast when it's glued onto that conical keeper head. It's not gonna tear your Z-Man, and you can just fire it right back down and make hay while the sun shines. And hopefully you'll see what I'm talking about right here. Here we go. You'll see I'm just gonna always keep it above them. You don't ever wanna go below them. Oh boy. gonna burn out the barn on these little 1-pounders, but it's been a long winter, so I'll take it. I know there's some big ones down there. They ain't schooling by size here. You can see that jig fall back into place, and I'm always gonna stop it, you know, up to 10 feet above them and just let them tell you. These guys are telling me, yeah, we'll go for a ride, 10 feet, no problem. Boom. So now I know not to go lower than that. You got your clicker going, Josh?
We're catching.
Moved a little bit. We'll see if that makes a difference here. It looks like it might. There we go. I think a lot of the big ones might have moved shallow by now, but we got water in the mid-40s. It's freaking cold, so running up shallow with a jerkbait doesn't really sound like the answer right now, but just said that could be where a bunch of these big fish are. So we'll see. We opened with a nice one. One thing that, you know, I should stress doing this, it's you don't have a bunch of line out when you're doing it, so I like a rod with a little bit of tip. This is a 7-1 medium light Omen. You know, I really don't like a big pool cue for this. Just small braided line. If you go too thick a line, the wind will blow you around, and it's all about being, you know, perfectly straight. Just little 10-pound suffix. Here we go. Here comes some more. Yeah, they're getting a little wise to us.
There's a bunch down there, though.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep it up here. You just have to be, you know, you have to be vigilant. Don't ever let them suck you back down to bottom, because they'll just stare at your gear and will make you think they're interested, but are just stringing you along. And this could just be we're not in the perfect spot too. Like, we could have to slide a little bit forward. Just anamorphed out of that boulder. Come on.
Come on.
Oh. They're regrouping. They're getting thick again here.
Oh man.
There we go. Screaming Willie Beeman, baby. One of those is going to do it. Just barely feathered it.
Devo, if you're watching, that's how you boat flip, bud.
So you can see, and I said it when we first started, that Smeltinator Z-Man combo, I haven't even adjusted or anything yet. I don't know how many fish that is, but it's just, you know, I don't even need to look at it. I have so much confidence in, you know, the fact that everything's still down there and straight and together.
Come on.
Screaming Willie Beeman.
Come on.
Oh,
nice.
Light that light. Small. So I won't go crazy technical here, but I'm just going to show you just a couple tricks for, you know, moping or hanging a minnow or whatever you want to call it with the Livescope. So one thing I do is I always use the manual depth range. I never turn it on auto. I know I'm not going below 45 today, so I'll put that around 45, and I'm gonna have it out. I've got it out at 75 right now. I'll use that for like search mode, and then I'll narrow it down as I get a little bit more dialed in. So, you know, if I find a ledge that has fish, then I'll kind of narrow it down to 40 or so, and that just gives you a better definition. You can just see what's going on a little bit better. But yeah, I usually don't go too much, you know, further out than 75. You're just going to compromise your picture a little bit. Another thing I want to touch on, and I think it's pretty important, is the color palette. You know, a lot of people like the amber one. I like the blue one just for target separation. I mean, that's what this game's all about. You're not going to be able to see them like sticking out like a sore thumb, up suspended off the bottom like you can a lot of fish. You know, this is all about target separation. I need to be able to look at a boulder and kind of see a little hunk of red moving around in there that I know is going to be a bass. Here comes one right there. They're just morphing out of that rock. So I mean, I found this blue one to be the best one for you know, being able to get dialed in. It's not the prettiest one to get started with, but it's worked the best for me, so we're gonna get crunched here. We're on! Kneeling and reeling, baby! You wouldn't have caught that one on the amber pallet. It ain't little either.
Oh, that's it. It's not that one at all.
Oh, we'll give her the old Bassmaster rip job or lose it.
There it is.
Well, there you have it. Livescope, Smeltinator jig head, Z-Man jerk shad minnow. Put those together in cold water and you're in business.